Men are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, covetous. You don't have to like that line, but you do have to live with it. The world does not move because you are kind. It moves because someone has leverage, someone has a position, someone dares to make an unpopular decision. You were taught that if you stayed good, patient, and available, life would protect you. Machiavelli would shake his head. He would say, "You confused people's smiles with their interests. Look closely, and you will see the real rulebook. On the surface, everyone talks about fairness, values, and community. Underneath, rooms are arranged by power. The person who can hire or fire speaks more softly, but everyone listens harder. The friend with options arrives late, and no one complains. The sibling who brings in money is forgiven first. This is not because they are morally superior. It is because they are helpful. In every family, every office, every circle, usefulness is the silent currency. If you become predictable, you become replaceable. If you become replaceable, you become ignorable. This is why gentle people get surprised. They think, "I was loyal, I helped, I was always there." But loyalty without power is taken as a bonus, not a reason to keep you. People like soft energy, but they follow strong structures. If you are always reachable, always agreeable, always forgiving, people eventually learn that hurting you costs nothing. And in a world that is busy, pressured, and selfish, anything that has no cost is used carelessly. The strategic person does not hate you. They prioritize what benefits them most in that hour. If that is not you, they move you to the edge of the board. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He watched cities fall, alliances shift, and friendly faces turn cold when fortune changed. He wrote that men love at their convenience but fear at your command. That means being nice is never enough. To be kept, you must either be needed or be able to punish. Most people today don't like that sentence. They prefer the fantasy that if they love loudly, they will be loved safely. But reality does not reward fantasies. Reality rewards position, clarity, and courage. So you must begin to judge the world as it is, not as your childhood wished it to be. People act for self-preservation. Leaders protect what strengthens their status. Partners stay when terms favor them. Colleagues support you when it helps them advance. This is not cruelty. This is human calculation. When you misread calculation as care, you put your future in the hands of those only half invested. Machiavelli would tell you to open your eyes and ask, "What do I provide that makes my presence non-negotiable?" If you cannot answer that, you have discovered why people feel free to step over you. Here is the painful truth. The world will not pause to make space for your softness. It will not rearrange itself because you meant well. If you do not define how you are to be treated, others will define it for you. If you do not signal consequences, people will test you until you break. They will keep asking for discounts on your time, your effort, and your loyalty. They will keep you as a backup, not a priority. Ruthlessness, in this sense, is not about being cruel. It is about refusing to be the person everyone can use without payment. It is the decision to see clearly, to act strategically, and to stop begging for safety from people who are busy protecting their own survival. See the world as it is, but choose not to be crushed. Men love at their own will, but they fear at yours. Machiavelli wrote that to warn rulers about a danger they are trapped in right now. You keep trying to be loved, so you can feel safe. You think that if everyone likes you, they will protect you, speak up for you, and never replace you. But liking is light, temporary, emotional. Advantage is heavy, practical, and lasting. When liking and advantage collide, most people choose advantage. That is why your goodness has not brought you security. Look at how you move through life. You answer people immediately. You say yes when you want to say no. You stay longer at jobs, in friendships, in conversations, because you hope your consistency will earn you loyalty. You are trying to purchase permanence with softness. Machiavelli would tell you that it is a bad bargain. Human beings are changeable. They will enjoy your kindness today and ignore your needs tomorrow if it helps them move forward. They do not see it as betrayal, they see it as an adjustment. This is the first illusion that being liked equals being safe. Think about the most agreeable person you know. Everyone says they are sweet, nice, easy. But when there is a promotion, a crisis, or a moment of choosing sides, that person often disappears from the list. Why? Because pleasantness is not leverage. People like having pleasant people around, but they do not rearrange their fortunes for them. Safety in human affairs comes from being needed, being feared, or being tied to an outcome. No one risks their position for someone who is only pleasant. So long as you keep chasing approval, you will keep lowering your price. You will laugh at jokes that disrespect you. You will over-deliver for people who under-deliver for you. You will tolerate lateness, silence, and sudden distance because you are trying to keep it good. But trying to keep it good often means avoiding clarity, and when terms are unclear, others take more. This is how false love begins. One person keeps giving without naming a cost, and the other person keeps taking because nothing in that bond signals a limit. Affection without stakes is weak. When a relationship, professional or personal, has no boundaries, no terms, no consequences, it turns into quiet exploitation. You show up because you care. They show up because it is convenient. You initiate. They respond when they are bored. You apologize. They evaluate. This does not mean they hate you. It means you have made yourself cheap. Machiavelli taught princes to make their favor expensive so that men would value it. You must do the same with your time, your attention, your emotional labor. Costly does not mean cruel. It means there is a standard to keep you close. It means access can be lost. It means you are not always on call. Once people realize there is something to lose, they start protecting the connection. They answer faster. They show up on time. They speak with more care. Why? Because, finally, there is a stake. Love that has no possibility of loss becomes lazy. Love that can be lost becomes attentive. The moment you start saying, "This is how I work, these are my hours, this is the standard, this is the cost to remain," people finally listen. Now look at the larger stage companies, communities, even online spaces. We are told that good behavior is rewarded, that innocence is noticed. But Machiavelli would say to you to watch what actually happens. Institutions protect what makes them look strong. Managers fight for people who make them look competent. Influencers collaborate with people who help them grow their numbers. Groups defend members who increase their status. Image is a kind of armor. Usefulness is a kind of shield. Innocence without impact is decoration, not protection. And decoration is always the first thing to be cut. Maybe you have been the quiet worker who never causes trouble. Perhaps you have been the friend who never gossips, never posts anything wild, never asks for favors. Yet when recognition comes, it goes to the louder one, the connected one, the one who looks like an asset. It hurts, so you tell yourself, "They know I'm good." But knowing you're good is not the same as needing you. You volunteered to be expendable by making your value invisible. You stayed available, so they assumed you would always be there, even when it was draining you. This is what Machiavelli frees you from, the belief that morality alone will secure your position. Morality is noble, but strategy is effective. If you want to be protected, you must make your presence advantageous. Tie your work to a result. Tie your name to a win. Tie your friendship to discretion that actually shields people. Please make it so that removing you creates a problem. People are loyal to what they cannot easily replace, not to what is endlessly forgiving. So expose the illusion today. You were not betrayed by humanity. You were betrayed by your fantasy of how humanity operates. People are not all villains. They are simply busy with survival. If you offer them value and consequences, they will treat you like an equal player. If you provide them endless patience and no resistance, they will treat you like a soft place to land. Stop begging to be loved. Become too valuable to be lost. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. You learned early to look good in others' eyes. You learned to be agreeable, to smile, to stay small, because the people who raised you rewarded calm, obedient behavior. You were not taught sovereignty, you were taught compliance. And now, as an adult, you confuse this learned softness with moral goodness. But it was not holy, it was survival. Think back to childhood. The praise came when you did not cause trouble. The affection came when you were helpful, quiet, and pleasing. When you argued, love cooled. When you demanded, voices rose. So your nervous system formed a private law. If I upset people, I lose love. That was a child's correct reading of power. A child cannot afford to be cast out, so the child submits. The problem is that you carried that child's law into a world that is not parenting you. Now you sit in offices, marriages, group chats and business deals, still acting as if upsetting people will make you unsafe. In Machiavellian terms, that inner law makes you governable. Governable people are easy to organize around. They do not require high pay, high respect, or high effort. You can delay them, ignore them, cancel on them, and they will adjust. Why? Because their real mission is not impact, it is approval. Once someone sees that in you, your kindness becomes a handle they can pull anytime. They know you will clean up the mess, take the shift, listen to the rant, and forgive the ghosting. They know you will write the report no one wants to write, entertain the relatives no one likes, and hold the relationship together even when they stop trying. Your wound becomes their leverage. You think you are being loving. They see that you are afraid to lose connection. Then another chain appears, the fear of being called harsh. You want to end a friendship that keeps draining you, but a voice says, that will make you the bad one. You want to tell your family no, but you picture the silence that will follow. You want to fire the employee, confront the cheating partner, and change the terms. But you are terrified of being labeled as cruel. Understand this. In politics, in business, in families, people weaponize the story about you. They will call you cold, ruthless, and ungrateful to keep you from acting. Machiavelli would say, rulers must endure being misjudged to protect the state. If you cannot survive being misjudged, you will never protect your own state, your time, your peace, your money, your energy. He warned that a ruler must be prepared to be hated by a few so that the many can be safe. Apply that to your own life. You must be willing to disappoint some people so your days are not ruled by chaos. You must be willing to let some relatives think you changed. You must be willing to let an ex call you selfish. You must be willing to let former friends gossip. If you cannot bear that, you will never act at the right time. You will keep waiting for a clean moment where no one is offended. That moment never comes. Power acts when it is right, not when it is applauded. Here is the turn you have avoided. The part of you that wants to cut people off is not demonic. The part that wants to say, I am not available today, is not toxic. The part that wants to raise your price, to stop subsidy, to demand respect, that part is your shadow of power. You buried it because every time it tried to speak, someone around you said, you're being difficult, and you believed them. But difficult for whom? Difficult for people who benefited from your silence. difficult for people who have never had to face the cost of their demands. Your shadow is not trying to make you cruel, it is trying to make you weighty. Your shadow is the version of you that refuses to be governed by childhood rules. It remembers every time you were overlooked because you were too polite to advocate for yourself. It remembers every time you came last because you did not want to seem pushy. It remembers when someone with half your loyalty got twice your rewards. That resentment you feel, that is your psyche telling you, we did everything right by their rules and still lost. It is time to use ours. Shadow is not the enemy of love. It is the bodyguard of love. It says, we will give, but we will not be milked. We will stay, but not at any price. We will serve, but not as property. In a Machiavellian frame, power is not evil. It is protection. A prince gathers power so he cannot be easily removed. You gather power so you cannot be easily discarded. Power lets you choose, not just be selected. It enables you to leave a bad room, a bad deal, a bad love, because your worth is not locked in their approval. It lets you negotiate because you are willing to walk away. When you meet your shadow, you do not become cruel, you become less available for exploitation. You start saying, this is what I cost. This is how I am spoken to. This is the pace at which I respond. This is the access I grant. And suddenly, the people who were casual with you become careful with you. So name the wound. I am afraid they will stop loving me. Then answer it with adulthood. If their love depends on my weakness, it is not love. Name the other wound. I don't want to be the villain. Then answer it with a strategy. Villain is what people call you when you stop being useful to their comfort. Name the last wound. I don't trust my desire for power. Then answer it with clarity. This is not hunger to dominate. This is hunger to stop being easy to use. When your wounds choose for you, you stay small. When your shadow chooses with you, you become selective. And selection is the beginning of sovereignty. Let your heels choose, not your old wounds. You believed good behavior would be a shield, and then it wasn't. One day, the world answers you with silence, or with a cold email, or with a door gently closing, and you feel something rip inside. You kept thinking, if I stay loyal, if I stay available, if I don't make noise, they will keep me. That was your script. That was the comment, mask of being nice. And then someone who mattered to you chose speed over you, chose profit over you, chose a flashier option over you. In that moment, you see it clearly. They did not select the kindest person. They chose the person who best served their moment. The first sensation is confusion. You replay every conversation. You scan for mistakes. You wonder, where was I rude? Where was I lazy? But the truth is sharper than that. You were not cut off because you failed the morality test. You were cut off because someone saw a path that was easier, cheaper, or more beneficial. Machiavelli would tell you to stop taking that personally. People do not throw away what is powerful. They throw away what they believe will keep loving them, even after being sidelined. You taught them that you would stay even when you were not chosen, so they felt free not to choose you. This is the moment the mask of niceness stops working. You realize that doing everything right did not make you untouchable. You were the one who covered shifts, who forgave late replies, who never embarrassed anyone in public. You were the one who kept the peace and fixed the mess. Yet when a promotion came, it went to the louder one. When a relationship got stressful, they withdrew from you first. When a friend group shifted, the people you carried forgot to carry you. This is disorienting because it means the world does not run by the rules you lived by. You believed, I will be loyal, so that they will be loyal. The world answered, we will be loyal as long as it is useful. Then comes the second wound. the weaponized indifference. You expect at least a conversation. You expect an apology, or an apparent reason, or a goodbye that honors your effort. Instead, you get distance. They stop answering as fast. They leave you to read. They say they are busy. This is not always clumsiness. It is leverage. In politics and in life, silence is a tool. When people sense you want closeness more than they do, they ration it to control you. They know you will chase. They know you will defend them to others. They know you will lower your standards to get the old warmth back. Machiavelli would say, people follow benefit, not history. The benefit shifted, so they moved. You watch them move on faster than you thought possible. The company posts a picture of your replacement. Your ex laughs freely with someone new. The friends you always drove around post group photos without you. You feel erased. And that is the moment your identity shows its cracks. It was built on being seen. So when you are unseen, you feel unreal. You were the helpful one, the loyal one, the sweet one. You did not build the strong one, the decisive one, the expensive one. So when your role is no longer needed, you do not know who you are. This is emotional collapse, not just sadness, but loss of script. When everything collapses, there is a strange quiet. No one is calling, no one is asking for your help. For the first time, you are not performing the role that kept you loved. That emptiness is frightening, but it is also clean. In that clean space, you can finally ask the questions you avoided. Who was I trying to impress? Who was I trying to keep? Who told me I had to earn basic respect? This is the thinking a prince does after a failed campaign, not weeping, but counting. You count betrayals. You count those who prospered from your softness. You count which doors closed fastest. Collapse becomes data. And here is the turn. Crisis is the forge. Not the mood, not the quote on a wall, the real forge. You are heated, bent, reshaped. A person who has never been dropped cannot build a strategy against being dropped. But now you can. You felt what it is like to be replaceable, so now you can decide to become harder to replace. That does not mean becoming cruel to everyone. It means creating terms, building rare skills, controlling your access, and choosing alliances carefully. It means no longer being the person everyone assumes will say yes. This is where the identity in pieces becomes an advantage. When the old self breaks, you can discard the parts that made you easy to use. Throw away the fear of being called selfish. Throw away the habit of replying instantly. Throw away the belief that love and sacrifice are the same thing. Keep the compassion, but weld it to standards. Keep the loyalty, but tie it to reciprocity. Keep the kindness, but hand it to the few who have proven they protect you when you are not helpful. What looks like betrayal is actually your graduation from the fantasy world. You now know the real sequence. First become strong, then become kind. First build a position, then offer generosity. A ruler who cannot defend his castle cannot shelter anyone. You were trying to shelter people without walls. That is why they left when the wind changed. Let this hurt make you lucid. Let their indifference make you selective. Let the silence teach you that people who do not fear losing you will not fight to keep you. Remember this moment the next time someone offers you only vague promises. Remember how quickly rooms replace the unprotected. Let this collapse sit in your memory like a guard at the gate, reminding you to price yourself, to state terms, to walk away when respect is delayed. Let what breaks you become what hardens you into power. You were not betrayed by love. Your interpretation of it betrayed you. That is the harder, cleaner way to look at what happened. You kept telling yourself, they cared, they saw me, they valued me. But when the price of staying loyal went up, they vanished or downgraded you. That does not mean you were unlovable. It means what you called love was often interested in wearing warm clothes. Machiavelli would tell you to name it accurately, because once you name it, you stop bleeding for it. People support what is easy to help. When you were convenient, when you were close, flexible, low cost, people could clap for you. They could answer your calls, like your posts, spend time with you, even advocate for you, because it did not threaten them. But the moment they were close to you, they had to lose something: comfort, time, money, reputation, and their affection cooled. That is not a sign that you failed. It is a sign that you finally tested whether it was love or an advantage. Advantage failed the test. Love would have paid. This is where people drown in self-blame. You replay every moment thinking, if I had been prettier, richer, calmer, more patient, they would have stayed. That is fantasy. People anchored in self-interest do not stay because you are perfect. They remain because your presence is profitable. Once that profit disappears, they must choose, and they choose themselves. Machiavelli watched alliances work that way. Courts smiled at each other during festivals, then cut each other off when a new prince rose. It was not about emotion, it was about position. So reframe it. They did not deceive you out of hatred. You misread the game. You saw gestures and translated them as devotion. You saw temporary alignment and translated it as a lifelong bond. You saw "I like you" and translated it as "I will suffer loss for you." That last line is where you went too far. Most people do not suffer loss for anyone. They do it only for someone strong enough to make disloyalty expensive. Absolute loyalty requires strength. Machiavelli admired rulers who could both punish and protect, because that combination kept followers loyal even when better offers emerged. Ask yourself honestly, were you punishable? Could you remove access, change terms, or withdraw resources? Or were you so endlessly forgiving that people knew they could leave and come back whenever they wanted? If you had no edge, no territory, no standards, then you did not give others a structure to be loyal to. You asked them to be faithful to your softness, and softness without authority does not inspire allegiance, it invites convenience. This is why strong people receive a different kind of attachment. Their number is real, their time is limited, their favor is not guaranteed. Losing them has consequences. So people work to preserve that bond. They think twice before disrespecting. They negotiate. That is what you were missing: not beauty, not virtue, not heart structure. Power before sentiment, frame before feeling. Once people know you can make their lives harder or easier, they start calling that feeling respect. And respect is far more stable than the airy "I like you." Now stop romanticizing weakness. You have been told that always understanding, always listening, and consistently lowering your boundaries are what make you loving. But what it really made you available for extraction. Compassion without consequence is just free labor. Forgiveness without new terms is permission. You kept giving second chances without upgrading the rules, so people kept repeating the same drain. Strategy does not cancel love. It protects it from being looted. From today on, let your heart stay warm, but let your doors grow heavier. Let people earn proximity again. Let favors have pace. Let relationships be tested both in pleasure and in pressure. The ones who only loved the easy were never going to carry you through loss. The ones who can love the structure, you are the ones you build with. Because they are not just enjoying you, they are committing to a system with you. Remember, a prince who survives is not the one everyone adored for a season, but the one who learned to read motives behind smiles. You can do the same in modern life. Watch who shows up when you slow down the gifts. Watch who respects you when you answer tomorrow instead of now. Watch who still claims you when you are not trending or helpful. Those are the ones whose love is heavier than mood. Everyone else was passing through your kingdom, taking what was free. Call it for what it was and walk forward. It is much safer to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. You have heard this sentence as if it were permission to be cruel. It was not. Machiavelli was saying, if you must choose, choose what protects your position, your state, your mission. Ruthlessness, in this sense, is not about hurting people. It is about refusing to let your life be directed by those who do not carry your burden. It is the disciplined protection of what you are building. It is the ability to look at a habit, a person, a schedule, even a feeling, and say, this no longer serves the mission it must go. That clarity is what you have been missing. You have spent years trying to keep every connection alive, trying to stay on good terms with people who would not hesitate to neglect you. That is why you felt expendable. You were carrying everyone else's comfort, and no one was carrying your purpose. A prince cannot keep a stable state if he is afraid to cut alliances that drain the treasury. You cannot maintain a stable inner state if you are so scared to disappoint people who are not investing in you. Ruthlessness begins when you reverse the order. Mission first, image second. You stop asking, will they be upset? And start asking, will this make my kingdom stronger? So let us define it clearly. Ruthless means committed to the mission over the mood. Not angry, not loud, not vindictive, calm and unwavering. If a conversation always leaves you smaller, you reduce its frequency. If a project keeps you busy but not advancing, you end it. If a person treats your time like an open tap, you close the valve. You do not do this to punish them. You do it to stop bleeding. The noble part of ruthlessness is that it allows you to reserve strength for those you actually serve: your family, your work, your calling, your future self. This is how rulers kept order. They removed what weakened the whole. Next comes leverage. Machiavelli teaches that men are loyal to advantage, so make yourself advantageous. Become needed, not merely liked. Liking is cheap. Usefulness is expensive. You do this by becoming excellent at one thing. They cannot easily replace a skill, a result, a network, or a discretion that others rely on. You also do it by controlling your own access. Scarcity creates respect. When people can reach you at any hour, they unconsciously value you less. When you have reply windows, work in blocks, and answer with intention, people understand that your time is organized around a mission, not around their impulses. Prioritize alliances over crowds. Crowds clap but do not defend. Alliances defend because there is mutual benefit. Think like a small state surrounded by bigger ones. You do not waste resources entertaining every traveler. You build treaties with a few who can protect your borders. In modern life, this means you invest in colleagues, partners, mentors and friends who can actually move things for you and for whom you can move things. Everyone else stays at a respectful distance. This is not arrogance. This is strategic warmth. You stay kind, but you stop being freely usable. But even leverage is not enough if there are no consequences. People treat you according to what happens after they cross a line. If nothing happened, the line was imaginary. Machiavelli advised princes to make examples early, not because he loved severity, but because he understood human nature. When subjects see that disobedience is followed by firm action, they stop testing. Your life works the same way. If someone keeps cancelling on you and you keep rescheduling, you have taught them that your time has no cost. If family members speak recklessly and you keep laughing it off, you have taught them that disrespect is safe. Ruthlessness installs a price. Installing consequences can be quiet. You can reduce availability. You can change terms. You can end a role. You can stop sharing information. You can move a person from the inner circle to the outer ring. You can say, "This doesn't work for me," and hold that line. The key is follow through. A prince who threatens but never acts becomes laughable. A person who complains but never moves becomes background. Authority is built when your words and your actions match. Do not promise storms. Deliver small, consistent clarity. There will be moments when your old conditioning screams, "You're being too hard." That is only the echo of years spent being too soft. Remember Machiavelli's warning. A ruler who tries to please everyone ends up secure with no one. You are not dismissing compassion. You are ranking it mission first, then mercy. When people see that your boundaries are not emotional swings, but stable laws, even critics will adjust to you. Over time, your reputation becomes, do not waste their time, do not play with their access. That reputation protects you even when you are not in the room. This is the core transformation, from expendable to formidable. Expendable people are always explaining themselves, always overgiving, always hoping to be selected. Formidable people set the frame and let others decide if they can meet it. Expendable people fear being called selfish. Formidable people fear wasting their mission. You become formidable the day you stop asking, "Do they still like me?" and start asking, "Is my kingdom stronger after this choice?" Every time you choose strength over approval, you train people to meet you there. And here is the paradox. Once you become selectively ruthless, you actually become more peaceful. There are fewer fake friendships to manage, fewer draining calls, fewer last-minute rescues. People know what to expect from you. They respect the way you protect your time and, surprisingly, many will rise to meet your standard. Good people love clear rulers. They love leaders who say yes or no without drama. Your ruthlessness makes you a safer person to depend on because you are not being secretly eaten alive by everyone else's needs. Guard your mission, and the right people will guard you. Order is born when someone is willing to draw the line. You have spent years thinking ruthlessness would make your life harder, colder, lonelier. Machiavelli would tell you the opposite. Chaos comes from softness, not from clarity. When no one knows your standards, everyone experiments on you. When your time, your love, and your efforts are unpriced, people keep grabbing. The day you make things explicit, this is acceptable, this is not, this is how to reach me, this is how to lose me, the noise begins to die. Ruthlessness brings stability by removing doubt. People only test where the rules are blurry. At work, if you are always available, they will ask you at midnight. If you say, "I respond in these hours," they adjust. In relationships, if you keep forgiving without change, they repeat. If you say, "This behavior ends or access ends," they must decide. Machiavelli said, "Severity at the right moment makes later cruelty unnecessary." One firm today saves you from 10 dramas tomorrow. You are not being mean. You are protecting the peace you are building. And once the testing slows down, you finally see something you never saw before. Life can be quiet, not empty quiet. Fewer arguments because people know you'll walk. Fewer betrayals because people know you'll close the door. Fewer fake friends because they cannot feed on you for free. This is the secret of rulers and high performers. Their lives look intense from afar, but up close, they are structured and calm. They paid the price of being misunderstood once, so they would not have to keep paying the cost of being drained forever. Then the paradox activates. You can finally be generous. When you were leaking for everyone, you had nothing left for the right ones. When you guarded nothing, even your kindness felt resentful. But when you secure your time, when you have savings, when your calendar is not hijacked, you can give without fear. You can take care of your parents. You can mentor someone younger. You can show up fully for a partner. Power makes kindness sustainable. You are no longer loving from exhaustion. You are loving from surplus. This is the kind of goodness Machiavelli would respect, not naive goodness that hopes wolves will stop being wolves, but strategic goodness that feeds your own camp first. You choose your 3 or 4 people, you make them safe. You keep your word to them. You are gentle with them because you have already been firm with everyone else. Softness is beautiful when it is rare. It is ugly when it is on tap for strangers. So live by a prince's code, not a beggar's hope. A beggar waits for the world to be fair. A prince arranges his world so that unfairness cannot throw him out. A beggar says, "I hope they see my value." A prince says, "I will demonstrate value, and I will withdraw from those who refuse to honor it." A beggar says, "I hope they don't leave." A prince says, "If they leave, the gates will close." One posture lives in anxiety, the other lives in chosen peace. Do not keep asking, "When will people stop using others?" They won't. Ask instead, "When will I stop being easy to use?" That is where your power sits. The moment you stop playing the endless rescuer, the moment you stop subsidizing disrespect, the moment you stop chasing attention that never stabilizes, you step into a different class of human, the class people schedule around, not the class people cancel on. This is your commission. Build a life that cannot be casually discarded. Price your time. Define your access. Reward loyalty. Correct early. Cut cleanly. Then enjoy the quiet that comes after. It will feel strange at first, because drama has been your proof that you mattered. But soon you will realize, respect in silence is better than applause in chaos. Choose order over noise, and let your clarity rule.